So have you ever done something that you did and later thought, man, that was not a smart thing to do? Well, stay tuned for a story.
Before we get started, I'm challenging each and every one of you to do a similar video, one in which you did something in your life and then later in retrospect you look back and you thought, what a dumbass thing that was to do. So you all have been challenged. Now get out there and make a video.
So, have you ever done something that in retrospect you look back and you thought to yourself, well, that was a stupid thing to do, you idiot? So Sherry and I went on a vacation here recently. Didn't really do any recording or any of that kind of stuff. Took some pictures and all. We did Route 66. We went from Kansas all the way out to Oatman, Arizona, and then we did the national parks on the way back. Took 3 weeks. It was a really nice vacation. We needed to get away. And while on the vacation, about the fourth day into it, we're in Oklahoma. There's the Stafford Air and Space Museum there. I'm a space geek. I like rockets ever since Walter Cronkite was talking about the first capsule going up into space. And so Sherry, not being into that type of science stuff and astronaut stuff, decided to just sit in the lobby while I go into the museum. So I pay my senior rate, $7. I think, heck of a deal. This place is massive. There must be 20, 30 different full-size airplanes inside this thing. They got recreation of the Wright brothers, Kitty Hawk plane. They got recreation of Glamorous Glennis, if you remember that. Chuck Yeager's first plane ever to break the sound barrier. All this cool stuff. And some of the planes that, Stafford, Commander Stafford, had flown through the years. He flew planes, and then, of course, again, he was an astronaut. So I'm in this museum by myself, and I get into this jet fighter cockpit thing. Climb up some stairs, you get in, you sit down real low like you're sitting in a Corvette or something. And, man, all the gauges and dials and everything, it's really pretty fantastic for me. And so I'm sitting down in it, and I'm doing a selfie, so I look kind of like Top Gun, Maverick, look at me, I'm flying this jet, right? Thank goodness nobody was around to see that. So I go to get out of that thing, and I climb out, like I said, I was down kind of low, but I was able to get myself up and out, and I start going down these 5 steps in my new hiking boots that I had that I really wasn't comfortable with yet. And I'm going down these steps one at a time. And, most museums aren't real bright. So a combination of it being a little dim in there and me with my big clunky new shoes, I missed the bottom step and I start to fall. And as I'm going down, I'm trying to break my fall, but there's nothing to grab except the bar back behind me. And so with my right arm, I'm not going to do it while I'm riding, but I reach up and back behind me to break my fall, to grab the railing. Well, I grabbed it, and it stopped me. I just almost hit the floor. My ankle twists a little bit. But in that same instant, I dislocated my shoulder. I dislocated my shoulder. Holy mackerel. I've had some back pains and different pains before. This one was painful. And so, it's like, oh, crap. I feel like I just screwed the pooch. What am I going to do? Screwed the pooch, that's a reference to Gus Grissom in one of the Mercury capsules. Look that up. That's quite a story, what he did years ago. So anyway, I'm going to pull over here just for a second. So, yep, there I am in the Air and Space Museum with my shoulder dislocated. and my arm is up about like this, and I can feel it. It's popped out. I cannot move it up or down hardly. And I'm getting a little dizzy feeling. I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to do? The first thing that went through my mind is, we've got 18 days, 17 days worth of reservations I'm going to have to cancel if I have to go to an emergency room or an ER and get this thing fixed. So I'm just kind of moving it, and it's like, oh, shit, this is just killing me. And you can just, I'm getting a little lightheaded. And about that time, in my mind flashed Patrick Mahomes. If you remember, back a couple of years ago, he got whacked on his knee when he was trying to do a goal line, quarterback sneak at the goal line. And he dislocated his kneecap. I can remember that doctor on the ground with that kneecap dislocated, how they kind of rotated his leg, and then all of a sudden it popped in. And hell, Mahomes walked right off he jogged off. He wanted to go play in the second half. So thinking that, I'm thinking, if I could just move this thing enough while I'm kind of holding it here, if I can just rotate it enough, and it's just like, oh man, pop! That thing went right back into place. I swear to God it went in. And it's like instant relief. So I found a chair and I sat down for about 5 minutes, and it's like, just kept holding it like this, but it's like, I didn't want to make that motion again, but it felt pretty good. So I went ahead and did the rest of the tour. It was about an hour and a half later. I just kept rubbing my shoulder the whole time, but I got to see the rest of the museum. Go out and see my wife, who was sitting out in the lobby sewing all this time because she didn't want to do the tour, like I said. And I said, well, you're never going to guess what happened to me. Oh, what? I said, well, I dislocated my shoulder. And she got eyes real big. Later, I found the reason she was so concerned immediately. She said their first thought was, oh, shit, I'm going to have to drive the rest of this. I'm going to have to drive the rest of this vacation, and I don't like driving Bob's SSR. That evening, I went ahead and researched on the old internet what to do if you dislocate your shoulder. And the first 10 stories that came up were call 911, go to an emergency room, go to an urgent care. Do not attempt to put it back in on your own, which is what I did. Then there was one article about 10 articles down on the old Google that said, if you're in a situation where you're out by yourself, there was a Red Cross, I think, matter of fact, website. If you're out in a location by yourself and this happens, this is what you do. Friends, when I got back, a couple of them were nurses. Their eyes got big as silver dollars when I told them the story, and they said, man, you should have never done that yourself. You should have went and had that done correctly. That was one of the dumb things I've done that I regretted I probably shouldn't have done in retrospect. Have you ever done anything in retrospect that you did at the time seemed to make sense, but later on you thought, that was a dumbass idiot. What was I thinking doing that? If you did, put it down in the comments down below. I'd be curious to see what your story is. Matter of fact, I'm making it a challenge. I'm challenging you all that could make it all the way to the end of this video. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to go ahead and do a video where you say of something that you've done in the past that at the time you thought it was a great idea, and in retrospect, you thought I was a damn fool. I want to see those videos. Put one out there. In the meantime, if you like this one, you guys know the drill. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to me already, I don't know how you found my channel. Put that down below, and also hit the subscribe button. And in the meantime, this is What's Up Bob saying, don't do anything stupid. that you may end up regretting later. Y'all take care. See ya.